Hello peeps and welcome to Sundays with Sparky. How's it going? It's Sunday again, as it was last Sunday and the Sunday before that, where I talk about video games and movies and stuff. So several things have happened this week. First off, George R.R. Martin, the author of the Game of Thrones series of books, favorited one of my tweets, and I kind of nerded out pretty hardcore for a couple of days. Yeah, so that happened, and there was much rejoicing. Then I went to see Maleficent at the cinema, and it was good. It was magnificent. You see what I did there? Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? No, it wasn't good. The film was good. I wasn't really sure what to expect because I was like, oh, it's a PG and it's Disney and it's probably going to be really cheesy and kids and stuff. It was really good. It was really good. Angelina Jolie is just amazing. She's beautiful, and even with the weird makeup stuff, she was still just incredibly attractive and just can't take your eyes off her when she's on the screen. The story was really nice. It was good to see Disney doing something from a different perspective, like taking the kind of classic Sleeping Beauty story that everyone pretty much knows. I would imagine everyone knows that by now, but showing it from a different perspective and showing that she wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be. Like in the original movie, you see that she's made out to be this horrible, wicked queen witch person that's, you know, is despised by everyone. But showing it from this perspective, you realise that that's not actually the case at all, and she's just a victim of circumstance, so to speak. The visual effects in the movie are fantastic, as you would expect, because it's not a low budget thing with Disney involved. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see something a bit different, maybe if you usually go and see action movies and stuff like that, there is a bit of action in it. You know, there's a bit of an adventure going on, but it was good. It was good. There was a scene where, this is not really much of a spoiler, there's a scene where she has to interact with a child. And the story is that during like rehearsals and casting and stuff, the only child that didn't get scared and run away from her when she's in her full costume and stuff was her own child. So her own child got the part. And is credited and everything. And yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, "That's cool," because I knew that story before I saw it, and I thought it was quite funny because she was like, "Go away, go away, get off me." Yeah, but she's saying it to her own kid, which is why at the end of that scene, her kid looks a bit kind of like, "Oh, what? Why are you being mean?" I thought it was quite funny, but you know, it's a nice little story, like behind the scenes story, as to that little clip. So I watched that on Wednesday. I also watched In Bruges. I haven't seen this movie in ages. Colin Farrell, Ralph Fiennes, Brendan Gleeson. It's a great movie. And I saw it ages and ages ago. I mean, it came out... Oh God, when did it come out? 2008? Yeah. 2007? Somewhere around there. And I remember seeing it on DVD when it sort of first came out on DVD, and it was hilarious. It's a black comedy. It's very dark because it's about hitmen, basically, and kind of London gang boss people. Crime. I'm not really sure exactly because they don't really give you specifics. But the idea is that Colin Farrell is a hitman, and he has to go to Bruges to lay low. So yeah, and he goes there with one of his kind of like mentors type, the guy that kind of brought him into the business in the first place, and they're in Bruges, and Colin Farrell's character doesn't really like it, he doesn't even know where it is, and the other guy's like, oh, look at all this history, look at all this architecture, look at all this culture. And it's funny in a dark kind of horrible way. I think I saw it around the same time that I saw Daredevil. And just seeing Colin Farrell and Daredevil, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Just what are you doing? Because that film was terrible. I might have to watch it again just to remind myself how terrible it was. So yeah, they're the movies. I haven't watched that many movies this week, but they're the ones that I have watched. So there you go. Gaming wise, Assassin's Creed 2 still enjoying that. So much better than the first one. So much better. I cannot explain quite how much better it is than saying it's so much better. The controls are better, the camera work is better, the combat's better, the story is a billion times better, and the actual gameplay itself is nowhere near as repetitive as it was in the first one. It's so much better. But having played through the first one, I kind of understand some of the stuff that is going on in the second one. It's kind of the story is continued, but it's so much better in the second one. So much better. I think if you are completely fresh to the series, I would start with the second one. I wouldn't even bother playing the first one, unless you've already got it. I mean, if you buy it in like a bundle where they're all together, then you might as well. So yeah, I've played that. What else have I done this week? I put out the Hearthstone Big Deck Player Otterpops video that went out on Wednesday. I have been having no luck on Hearthstone at all. I'm not really sure what it is, whether it's just me or whether it's just... I think it's probably just me playing badly, and I need to kind of get out of my lull of bad playing and pick up the pace and pick it up again and kind of kick its ass, because it needs to sort itself out. Saints Row went out on Friday, which I recorded. Me and Suki recorded that earlier in the week. I found some fantastic music that I put into. There's 2 tracks that I put into that video that I put out on Friday that I absolutely love. I thought they were fantastic. So if you haven't watched that video yet, then go and watch. Even if it's just those 2 bits. There's a bit where we do like the Mech Suit Mayhem and the Stomp Mayhem challenges, like side missions, and the music that I put in for them I think is fantastic, and especially the Mech Suit Mayhem. That was so good. The music for that is so good. I really liked it. Really liked it. And more TT, we had that on Monday, and we're going to have more TTT on tomorrow, in fact. Yes, tomorrow. Speaking of which, we did a whole bunch more recording yesterday. Myself, Suki, Andres, and the Mugumps. The Mugumps? Yes, the Mugumps. I was going to say McBump, because Bumpy McGump was one of the... Anyway, the Mugumps, myself, Suki and Andres, we all played. We got detectives this time, so although I don't think that really made that much difference, thinking about it. So yeah, so we've got a bunch of them coming out as well. I think next time we play, we're probably going to play some murder, or maybe some prop hunt, or whatever. I'm sure we'll think of something. And we're looking into other kind of big multiplayer type games that we can all play together, and maybe get some other people involved as well in the future, because that'd be cool. That'd be very, very cool indeed. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. Oh, I did have a go at the Battlefield Hardline beta. I didn't play for very long because I didn't really have a lot of time. And I did try and get some footage, but I was rubbish, and so most of the footage that I got was just of me dying and being rubbish. So I was like, this is not going to make an interesting video. So whether I'll get a video of that up or not, I don't know. It depends. I've got lots and lots of editing to do and not a lot of space, hard drive space for recording. So if I can, I shall, if it's good. If it's no good, then I'm not going to do it. I'll just leave it. But I have been playing it. So far, it hasn't kind of struck me as being something that is amazing, particularly. I mean, I played Battlefield 4 for quite a long time. That game has still got bugs and glitches and errors and things wrong with it that they still haven't fixed. And now they're talking about bringing out a new game, which I guess is because why they're not fixing everything in Battlefield 4, because they're going to fix it for Battlefield Hardline. But this kind of teaser demo, because it's not really a beta. I mean, they call these things a beta. They're not really betas. They're demos. We're not testing anything really, because they're not giving us access to everything that the game has to offer. They're giving us access to one map and two different game types, and then a specific set of weapons. Most of which don't have attachments, or maybe have one or two attachments. So they're not really giving you access to everything, so you can't really call it a beta because you're not really testing anything. But it seems to be okay. If you liked Battlefield 4, you'll probably like Battlefield Hardline. There's not much else to it. It looks and plays just like Battlefield 4 did. They've added in a few new weapons and they've added in some new gadgets and stuff, which is kind of cool. But whether that's enough to warrant paying the full price of the game, I don't know. I feel like it's a glorified DLC, is what I feel like it is. If they didn't have map packs and stuff coming out all the time as DLC, they could have done this as DLC for, I don't know, 15, 20 quid just for those two game modes, and that probably would have been okay. But I don't know. I'm not really sure whether we're going to go with this. If they are going to expand on this, how many other maps they're going to have, when they're looking to release it, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't have that information, so I would try and get into the beta yourself if you're interested, to try it out and play it for yourself, and watch other people's videos on it. I know Frankie on PC in 1080p, there's a couple of videos on it on his channel, and he'll probably tell you the same thing. Try and play it yourself first before you make a decision as to whether you want to buy it or not, and certainly don't pre-order it until you've played it. I would suggest not pre-ordering it at all, but I know that some people will regardless. So yeah, so I would suggest that if you want to try it out and you're thinking of buying it at some point in the future, try and get into the beta and try and get on there and play it yourself, because I think you'll probably just be like, oh, this is Battlefield 4, there's not much difference. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a good week. I hope you had a good week, and that the next week is also good. I will see you next week, and we'll talk about more stuff. I'm hoping to see Edge of Tomorrow on Wednesday, so I'll be able to talk to you about that. Okay, good. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week. Bye bye.